Hey, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Three Guys Walking to Culinary
Hey,
School.
What's going on?
What's going on, guys?
what's
How
up?
are you?
Great.
How is it in the Midwest out there, Bri? Because I know where Tim and I live right now, it's about 1,000 degrees every day with like 150% humidity.
Yeah, it's not that bad actually.
Really?
It's hot. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's humid, but it's manageable, right? It's not like a nice walk in the morning and in the evening is good. I don't dread going outside, so
Oh, wow. No,
I
we
say that now.
yeah, maybe August might change it. We
Well, no,
do.
a couple weeks ago it was pretty bad, but
Oh,
lately
really?
it's been all right. Yeah.
Was that during your 5K? Was it really bad during your 5K? Because that was
No,
maybe a
no, no.
little. That was like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
pretty easy. That was like a month ago, maybe.
Oh,
Maybe like
damn.
Yeah, like the week before the holiday, it was in the 90s for about 5 days. So that was kind of rough. My
Yeah.
AC broke on the first day of that heat wave, so
Oh,
I had to
Oh my God,
yeah, I
man,
had to
that's
get it
rough,
fixed like
dude.
ASAP.
That's
Luckily
crazy,
they
that's
man.
came right
brutal.
out. Yeah,
It's crazy how stuff like that happens.
I
Timing
know.
wise, you just don't. You don't expect it. Like when you
I
need
have
it
a
the most.
theory. I think the AC maintenance guys just watch the forecast and they go
Oh,
up on the roof and like jiggle some wires.
I love it. Yeah, yeah. Those HVAC people, right? Those HVAC guys
Yeah,
need one of those calls, so they start wiggling the wires, draining the
Hit it with
exactly.
a
freon.
wrench.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
draining the
And then they
freon.
come right out when you need them.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, we're here. Oh, we happen to be here. So yeah, why not?
That's
Oh,
funny.
Exactly.
yeah, we'll come check it out. Yeah. So it's been super super hot. And one thing when it gets that hot is that we can't cook in our house. We have a smaller home, split level home. I don't have like an open concept kitchen. I have just an average sized kitchen. Um, Great for cooking, but like in the summer when it's this hot, the kitchen gets super hot really fast. I can't turn the oven on, so I don't use my oven for like 2 months out of the year, maybe three. The heat rises. Our bedroom's right above it, so our bedroom on a good day when the AC is running all day gets to like 75, 76, which is still warmer than I like it. But with the oven on, it'll be in the 80s, and my son's room gets in the 80s, and it's just uncomfortable. No one likes it, so we don't use the oven much, and we kind of eat a lot of takeout. Unfortunately, to be real with y'all, a
Yeah.
lot of takeout to be real. But also, like we grill some more. But again,
Yeah.
when it's like 98 degrees outside, I can't go stand over a grill, even if it's like for 20 minutes to grill some burgers or chicken. It's just too much. So I was wondering if you guys have any tips, any things you do. Like, what is your go-to? It's too hot to cook outside. It's really hot to turn the oven on. Is there anything
Yeah.
you guys do? PB&J, is that the go-to?
My kids would love that.
Yeah,
But it's funny.
absolutely.
I had in my head yesterday that I was going to make chicken parmesan,
Ooh.
and I got home and I'm like, what am I doing? It's so hot out. Who wants to eat
Oh my god, yeah,
chicken
heavy.
parmesan?
Yeah,
So I decided to switch it up, and I still fried cutlets, which wasn't too bad. But then I just put some fresh mozzarella and then a little pesto over it
that's it.
on uh on some
This,
rigatoni, and I felt like that made it a little cooler, a little more refreshing.
yeah.
Maybe that's just what I was telling myself, but
Well, yeah, pesto's definitely like a lighter sauce, right?
yeah,
That
Yeah.
heavy red
Yeah.
sauce. It's heavy, but the fresh mozzarella not melting it. It's cooler. I think that's a good idea. I like that.
I got a question for you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Your home kitchens, are you guys cooking with gas appliances or electric?
I've gas.
Gas?
I've grown up with gas. I've always had gas, and I've cooked in
Yeah.
an electric stovetop or an oven. Excuse me, like maybe less than a dozen times in my life. Can't do
Gotcha.
it. I can't. I
Yeah.
can't figure out the heat.
Yeah,
How about
Yeah,
you?
we renovated our kitchen
Ooh,
like was it last year, 2 years ago?
yeah. I remember that.
And we installed induction. So, I wasn't super jazzed on it. We
Mhm.
live in this condo and everything was electric before.
Mhm.
We could have switched it to gas, but I just didn't want to, pay the cost to run the
yeah,
gas line. So
Yeah, of course.
we did induction instead. And I think for like hot weather, it really does make a difference, right? Because I can cook as long as I'm not turning the oven on. I can cook on the range on the stovetop, and it doesn't really heat up too much. So,
Man,
I
that's
never thought of that. Yeah,
genius. Yeah, that's pretty smart, man. I
that
yeah,
makes
wanted to get an
sense.
induction burner, like single one that we had in school, just for
yeah,
like filming stuff and just like doing
yeah,
stuff outside when I go have a barbecue. I want to use a frying pan or boil pasta or something. I don't have to go in and out. I could just do it outside. So I haven't done that yet. So I'm going to research that, and I'm going to ask you questions. Do you like the induction top?
You know, I've had to get used to it, honestly. And I still need to upgrade my pans. Like I've got like 3 pans that are kind of my go-to.
Okay.
One's a big cast iron, another one's like a big another cast iron, actually a cast iron stock pot, and then a little stainless steel like 12-inch pan. But I really need to upgrade like to saucepans and you know some other things. But for now, I like it, you know, for what I do. You know, I can't do everything just yet, but
that's interesting. That's interesting because my go-to for the summer is a lot of pasta stuff, and it's not hot pasta. It's like we'll do either quinoa or farro, and then we make it a salad, basically some fresh veggies, some fresh, cheese, veggies, nuts, or whatever. We mix it in, and we have it for a couple of days or whatever. So the base will be farro, the base will be quinoa. It'll be usually served cold. Occasionally do like a warm pasta because it's quick, and we warm up the kitchen for that long. But I like the idea of an induction burner, man. That's cool. Cast iron works in induction? Like, I didn't know that.
Cast iron works pretty well.
I don't know why I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. And I'm sure it heats it up evenly and everything, so that's pretty good. Really?
More or less, yeah.
Is it the burner or is it just the type? Like, is it your oven, you think?
What I was told by the sales guy, I don't know how much you trust the sales guy, but they say like
he's working with the HVAC guys who are wiggling the wires too.
Yeah,
so.
They all work together.
Yeah, exactly.
They say like the pan should be almost the exact diameter of the eye.
So you're getting,
and that's kind of tough with the cast iron because they're always like a little bit odd. So
okay, so I guess if it's smaller, it's not getting all the potential heat.
And if it's too big.
It's not getting
it overhangs, then it kind of can.
Yeah,
it can go wonky that way too.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, now I want to buy one just for tests and all that. But we could always probably Google Kenji Lopez Alt and see what he thinks about induction ovens. But that's the wave of the future, from my understanding. You know, people don't want to use gas.
Come to my house and we can
test it. Yeah, man. We'll fry up some chicken cutlets. What else can we make? What's Chicago? I guess chicken cutlets. Yeah, not really. We can't really make that. We can't really make the beef sandwiches, can we? I don't even know how to do that. I guess we need an induction pressure cooker.
Nah, I don't have
that. No, man. So speaking of, I mentioned Kenji Lopez Alt. He's you guys are familiar with him? Like a bit of a food scientist, food nerd.
Yeah.
Writes for the New York Times now. Was with I think Serious Eats before, if I'm not mistaken, or Epicurious. I don't remember. One of those two.
Yeah, I think Serious Eats. Yeah,
I think so too. Really smart guy, went to MIT. I just love hearing him talk about food. He's so matter of fact. There's like a slight humor to him, but he's just so straightforward and just talks about it scientifically and like just what he likes to do. And he's really entertaining. He's really fun to listen to. I was looking for a perfect pancake recipe. Because I didn't grow up with one. We had this conversation before. I didn't grow up with a pancake recipe. It wasn't something I had. That took me to one of these restaurants that he recommended for the best pancake in Brooklyn. I looked at their video and it threw me back to like our externship, or my externship specifically, because, they gave you the behind the scenes of the kitchen. It gave you all these cool like kitchen gadgets that you don't have in your house, in your home kitchen. That's only in a kitchen. And they were doing some just amazing food there. And I just like started reminiscing and looking through my old photos of like our externship, or my externship specifically. And I just really missed it. And I really realized how much I kind of miss being in the kitchen. And I know physically I can't be there with my back, but part of me has like an itch and I really want to get back. I'd love to get back into it if I were able to, but I can't, unfortunately. Do you guys miss cooking in a professional environment? You guys miss like that kitchen life? Is that something you enjoyed? Like, what'd you pick up from your externship?
Well, so my externship was a little different.
Yeah,
I worked at Hometown Barbecue in Red Hook, Brooklyn, and I think the day-to-day is just a little bit different than a traditional restaurant. And I mean, looking back on it now, I wish that's something I would have thought about, and I maybe would have been better off going to a more traditional restaurant. But I was pretty psyched to be at Hometown because it was one of my favorite places to go and eat, and I am very into barbecue. But speaking of induction burners, I mean, there was no stove in the kitchen. We used plug-in induction burners to cook almost everything there.
Oh
So
wow,
yeah,
That's funny,
that's
Tim. My externship was the same way. There was no black iron, as they say. It was no flames in the kitchen. It was all induction cooktops and combi ovens.
really
yeah.
Yeah.
okay. Oh wow, yeah.
So
See,
I mean, we of course had the big smoker
yeah,
in
of
the
course,
kitchen, but
yeah.
there was not really.
Did you get to maintain the smoker? Were you ever on a shift where you got to play with the coals, or I don't even know what, prep the meat,
I,
wrap
I
it?
got I got to throw a log or two on the fire, but
Yeah.
nothing to be
You-
super excited about.
really? Okay, so you didn't get too detailed in the
And
barbecue.
kind of like it was the weird thing where I wasn't getting there because till like 5 o'clock
Mhm.
because of my my job and everything, and like most of the prep was done by then.
Mhm.
So it was almost like I would like come in, maybe make a sauce or two, and then like clean up.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you were
Yeah,
doing a lot of okay, yeah. Not so much culinary, not so much cooking. I think
yeah,
I shared a similar experience with you, not in the induction cookware because our prep kitchen was fantastic. Where I interned, I was at CXRE. It's a catering company, right, that has some exclusive catering rights to some really cool venues in the city. That's New York City, and we would do events at the Museum of Natural History. We would do events on the Intrepid. We would do events out in the Hamptons, and kind of like you, Tim, I was getting there after 5 because I was working 9 to 5, so I'd get there around 6ish. I'd rush into the city, and sorry for the events. The events were during the week, and we prepped during the weekend. So during the week, I'd run into the city, and we I don't want to say I learned like a lot cooking stuff. I did some cool stuff when it came to prep. I made like ramen buns for a bar mitzvah because they did ramen burgers. So I thought making the buns were pretty cool. It's like one of the first things I did. But then a lot of that was just like chop afterwards, not too much cooking. Cooking was kind of done the morning of an event. Right? They would par cook stuff, and then we would wheel things into the event in a storage cabinet, right? And they would literally just put like 10 sternos in the bottom, 10 to 15 sternos in the bottom, and they'd reheat the food that way. And like it was so
huh.
creative. And like we're literally in the hall of Lincoln Center, like warming up fajitas and like steaks and chickens and like veggies. And it was the coolest thing. It was so creative to see how like thinking outside of the box. So I kind of like
Yeah.
enjoyed that. Like I really appreciate that because these guys were just hardworking people, And when it came to prep, like we were in the where the U.S. Open is, the tennis tournament. So we were in there. Our kitchen was there, and it was just a madhouse on weekends. There were like 50 people in there. There were different teams. There was chop. There was sauteing. There was everyone who prepped like just the non-cooked stuff, like the raw veggies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There was a kitchen team. There was a shipping team who literally packed everything up and loaded a truck and went out to events. So it was a really cool experience. Again, not traditional. I think all three of us kind of took that route where it
Yeah,
wasn't a traditional kind of kitchen where we were sitting there, nervous about what the chef's thinking about, our chives and how we chop
yeah.
them. But
Like
like,
there was no pass at
yeah,
all.
exactly, yeah, 100%, 100%. There wasn't any of
Yeah.
that. Right. So you said yours was all funny enough induction, which is ironic.
Yeah, yeah. I was at Convene,
Yeah.
which is like it's full service corporate meetings and events with like a full service kitchen. So we would kind of prep breakfast and lunch for a lot of like corporate clients. Usually smallish parties between like 8 and 16 people, maybe 20 people per group. But yeah, there was no open flames in the kitchen.
Mhm.
It was just like two. Remember, there were two little small induction burners. We had a really nice Rationale combi oven, and then two hot boxes, and that was like everything.
Wow.
And we were putting out some decent quality food. We did have a lot of sort of food service product. There were some
Mhm.
things that came in sort of pre-cooked that we just would heat up and kind of jazz up,
Mhm.
things like that. We were making a lot of like sandwiches and uh, some pasta dishes and salads and stuff like that. Um, it was in the Wall Street area. I forget the address, but in a really old building. Like, I wish I remembered, but it wasn't far from One World Trade, and actually Convene had a space inside One World Trade that I sometimes had to do like catering events for, which was hilarious because the kitchen was like the closet. It was literally like the size of a closet. Same setup, although they had no combi oven. It was only one induction burner.
My God.
And a hot box, and that was it.
Damn.
I think they may have had a fryer in there though, if I'm not mistaken. So
did you went from like location to location, or were you?
No,
you had a home base.
Yeah, it was only the one location plus One World Trade, because One World Trade was like a special sort of event space that they would do things out of for that Convene location.
That's
I wish
cool,
I remember the address because it was a cool spot, really like right in the Wall Street area. Yeah, it was cool though.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think the
one thing. It wasn't 80 wall, was it?
No, it wasn't 80. It was like nah, it wasn't 65 Court Street. That's Department of Education. I can't remember it now. Let's see if I can look it up.
That's funny. I remember. I think maybe the most interesting thing I got to do at my externship is like, okay, I'm going to go back to this real quick. The Museum of Natural History. We're in the basement. We're not in the basement, first floor. In between 4 different like displays, I think dinosaurs or like safari animals. I forget what it was. But we're in like this place. We shouldn't be there like after hours, which I thought was crazy. And we have like 3 tables set up, and we just have this conveyor belt system where we plated, I think it was like 240 plates in like 3 minutes, which I thought was fucking awesome. I thought it was so cool.
That's pretty cool.
It was such a well-oiled machine. Like all the hard work went in the prep, getting everything ready, set up, and then you were just slinging out plates, and they were all gorgeous plates.
It was 101 Greenwich.
101 Greenwich. Is it like a classic Greenwich building? I got to look it up.
Yeah, the classic building.
But did any of you guys get to change on the deck of the Intrepid, just in your skivvies hanging out? Probably not.
I did not.
Probably not. That was my externship experience.
I did get to bounce one night because the front of the house manager came in the back of the kitchen. He needed a bouncer, and I was the biggest guy.
You know.
So
wait, that wasn't in Mod 2, bouncing?
No, it wasn't. I don't believe that's why I went to culinary school, but
you know what? I would love to hear, and we'll get again classmates on and hear their experiences. Like I want to hear Louis, hopefully we can get him on. He did, I think, at Danielle, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think he did it at Danielle. He did, some fine dining. I want to hear that experience and like laugh at the fact that you had to bounce and I'm changing into my clothes on the deck of the Intrepid because I got there at 6:15. 15 minutes into the event. So I'd like to hear what a normal experience was like. But again, it's something I really enjoyed, something I love, and I would do it again, same exact way if I had to, without any issues. Man, that was some good times, man. Gosh, is there anything that you guys picked up from? Well, do you still cook your sauce, Tim? Like, would you make barbecue sauces? Did you steal the recipe?
I used to make this wing sauce that we used to make all the time, and I never wrote it down. And for the life of me, I don't. Kind of remember it, but I had it down for a while, and I just kind of forgot.
Can I ask you, hometown? That was your choice. Like, did you have any other options? Did you stage anywhere else?
No, I didn't, and that was probably my fault.
I would be excited too, though. Like it's someplace that you like. You like barbecue. You like. I mean, the idea of a smoker and all that shit. Like you pick up so much, but
I was kind of just like, I remember I even like I ran into the guy at the elevator during an open house, and I talked to him, and he was like, "Yeah, you're good. Come on in." And like that was it. Like there was no.
Oh wow, there
was nothing to it. So I kind of didn't really. I was like, all right, I guess I'm in. I got a spot.
Yeah, but again, it's in some place that sounds really cool. In theory, it sounds like a great idea, like a really fun experience.
And I was working. We were getting ready to have a second baby, like so. I kind of was like, all right, this fell on my lap. I'm in.
And it was close to work too, right? It was close to work. Same.
Yeah, it was. It was close to work. I was also
you're working.
I was also working at Red Hook Winery at the time, and they were right around the corner from each other. So
yeah, that's perfect.
I'd get to the winery at 11:30 on Saturday and Sunday. I'd get to the winery at 11:30, work there till like 6:37, and then go to hometown and leave there at about 1, 2 in the morning.
Oh my gosh,
Oh man,
man.
it was brutal.
What was the minimum? It was like 20 hours, right? For the externship, we had to work 20 hours a week,
No,
10
it had to
hours a
be.
week.
Oh, a week.
Yeah,
A
a week.
week,
I think we, I think
something
we
like
couldn't,
that.
we couldn't allegedly do more than 40, right? But we couldn't do less than I think 20. So they were a little strict with that, you know. And
Yeah, I think I was there. You know, we were corporate, so it was breakfast and lunch. So I would usually get there around 7 a.m. and work until I think 2 or 3, and then I would go to my other job from like 4 to close, which is like 4 to 9:30, 10. Yeah, so what's that, like 30 hours, something like that?
30 hours. That's pretty good.
I think the funniest thing too is hometown paid me as well to be there, and but I kind of forgot that part. And one day in the mail, I got an envelope with like a stack of checks in it.
Oh gosh.
That was
nice.
kind of awesome.
I thought you were gonna tell me a stack of cash. Someone just dropped it off in your mailbox.
No, I wish.
It sounds like it's that kind of operation. Just kidding, Hometown Barbecue. We love your food. We love your food. My gosh, man. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, I
gotta try it.
Oh, it's
you've
awesome.
never had it? Hometown's pretty good. Hometown's really good, man.
Although I would say it's definitely the best barbecue in the Northeast for sure.
In the Northeast,
Oh, wow. Okay.
Damn. Okay, it's like as far as what? Like not North Carolina. Like North Carolina, like above North Carolina, all the way up. Okay, yeah, because North Carolina's a barbecue spot. What's the best barbecue you ever had?
Oh man, that's tough. I don't know.
You don't know? I had mine recently, so I got one in my back pocket.
What was it?
I had mine. Mine was in Dallas. We went for a work event for my wife. So we went to Dallas, and I'm like, all right, we're trying barbecue, and we had Terry Black's barbecue. Oh my God.
Oh wow!
I would fucking move to Dallas and cheer for the Cowboys for that barbecue. It was that fucking good. And coming from a Giants fan, that is saying a lot, dude. That barbecue was amazing. It's so good. Like I'll follow their TikToks and Instagrams, and I'll just be watching the videos, just like drooling over it. It was so good.
Now, how long did you have to wait online?
No, we got there like, it was a Friday. It was the Friday before the Giants played the Cowboys. So that place was half filled with New Yorkers in New Jersey, like people from Jersey, all wearing Giants gear, which was awesome. And there was no line. It was Friday like at 3, so maybe it was a little early. Nice. Yeah, because she got out early on Friday because it was the last day, and we go over there, and I'm just like giddy, like it's my wife's birthday. I picked the place to go eat. Like I didn't even give her the option. We're having barbecue. So like it was just like it was great. It was the best barbecue I've had, and I want to go back just for that. I want to go to Lockhart, right? Lockhart's where like the heart of Texas barbecue is. So I want to go there and check that place out. How about you, Brian? You a big barbecue guy?
Yeah, I like barbecue. Best I've ever had that's kind of a tough one.
Anything recent that you've had that you like?
I had some good ones in Texas. We got a good one here in Chicago. Green Street Smoked Meat. It's really good. Pecan Lodge was in Dallas, which is really good, if I recall correctly.
I think so I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna pull a Kanye. Yeah. I'm gonna let you finish, but we went to Pecan Lodge in Dallas right after Terry Black's because someone there told me that they had like really good sides or something. And it was really good. It wasn't Terry Black's then. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right. I gotta get the Terry Black's then.
Yeah, man, absolutely. It's so good.
I've never been to Texas. I'm dying to go.
Yeah. I only went once. We went to Dallas for this work event, but I would go back and experience the full deal. You know, Franklin Brothers is out in Austin. I think that place looks amazing.
But I'm not down for standing in line for an hour, 2 hours.
No, I had no line. I was good. I was good. Yeah, no, I grew up in New York City. I did that shit in my 20s. I can't do that anymore.
We would get quite a line at hometown for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, there'd be line around the block.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I've never seen it that bad, but I'd go like on growing up in Brooklyn, I'd go like on a Thursday, Friday night, and I mean the line was out the door. Up the block. I didn't see it around the block, but it's crazy. It gets busy. I use barbecue, man. It's popular. It's so good.
Yeah.
Brian, you besides podcasting and chefing and doing all this really cool culinary stuff that you're doing now, you are also, you had a little article that you wrote, right? Am I mistaken here? You wrote a little article about a nice little Chicago specific Chicago homegrown sauce. Was that a barbecue sauce? Remind me.
It's an all-purpose sauce.
It's an
it's kind of
all-purpose sauce.
It's called mild sauce.
Mild sauce. Okay.
It's a barbecue inspired sauce, but it goes on everything. We put it on fried chicken, fries. We have a thing called a pizza puff in Chicago. It goes on pizza puffs, and it also goes on barbecue, right? So
that sounds good.
Pizza puff sounds right up my alley.
I wrote it down so I can Google it when we're done. I have a list of things to Google when we're done. I'm like, pizza puff. That sounds great. Is it like a vinegary based sauce? The mild sauce?
Yeah, it's kind of vinegary. It's sweet, so it's like a sweet heat, kind of tangy. Doesn't really have like those smoky notes, but it's a tomato-based sauce. It's really hard to describe. If you've ever had mambo sauce in Washington D.C., they've got a similar sort of vibe. Mambo sauce is probably a little bit sweeter than mild sauce. I think they come out of the same like tradition, actually.
Okay. Okay. So it's just like a mild, like a mild hot sauce kind of deal. Is that why it's called
not
mild
really
sauce?
hot sauce? It's hard to describe because it's not very thick like barbecue sauce, right? So it's kind of a runny sauce.
Yeah.
Got a nice sweetness to it, but it's got a really good like tang.
Sounds good. That sounds good over like some smoked wings, like some smoked chicken wings. I don't know why. That just sounds like it's a perfect
everything, man.
Like brush it on, dip it in, and that sounds really good. I'm gonna confess something to y'all. I had Popeyes today for dinner. I had to get it because it's too hot to cook in my kitchen. Not because I'm morbidly obese and make bad decisions. But it's I fucked up though because I bought their like little wings. I didn't buy just like a 2-piece meal. I should have gotten 2-piece meal.
Oh man,
I should have gotten 2-piece meal. I just got their little wings. Their wings are good though. I'm not gonna lie.
You got to go tackle box with the chicken strips and the fried shrimp.
Oh man, the strips are good. But I mean, I want a drumstick and a thigh. I don't know why I did that.
Yeah,
I
like
got a
nice
drumstick and a thigh, man. Yeah. A little 2-piece. I'd probably be sleeping now if I did. But but it was delicious anyway. Popeyes.
One of the best things that ever happened to me at a Popeyes.
What's that?
Right.
What's that?
So I was waiting.
I hope this is naughty. Go ahead.
I'm online. I'm online for the drive-through.
Yeah.
And there's a line. And I pull up, I give my order, I'm waiting, and they asked me to pull up into a parking spot. They said they'll bring it out to me in a little while.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. I wasn't in a rush. I waited maybe no more than 10 minutes. The girl comes out with a big bag and she goes, "I'm so sorry I had to wait. We threw in some extra food." And it was right when the chicken sandwich came out and like they were hard to find.
Yeah.
And there was like an extra 3 pieces of chicken in there and a chicken sandwich.
Oh man.
I remember that.
I felt like a king.
I remember that. That's
Popeyes
great.
Fairy.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
The Popeyes Fairy. That's great, man. You hit the jackpot, dude. I've never had it that good.
Oh yeah.
I've never had it that good. Yeah, do you guys find if you go to fast food that they're making you pull over like a lot more often than usual? I don't know if I feel like it's happening more often lately. I don't know what it is. I don't know if everyone's shorthanded or whatnot, but I feel like it happens more so than it doesn't happen nowadays. I need to stop talking about fast food and stop eating it, apparently.
Yeah.
As often as I am.
Yeah. Did you guys hear about the cheese factory explosion?
No, what happened?
There was debris everywhere.
I get it. Oh my God, I love it. You know what sucks? I feel like an idiot not understanding those jokes. It takes me like if I can't figure out the answer, like in 3 seconds, I'm always just like, what is it? Oh my God, I should have gotten that. Everybody, thanks for listening to another episode of 3 Guys Walking to Culinary School. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us everywhere you find. Well, eventually everywhere where you find podcasts. We're working on that, absolutely. We also have, an Instagram account, TikTok, YouTube. If you're watching us right now, you're on YouTube. Please like, subscribe, follow there as well. Send us your emails, 3guyswics, 3guyswics at gmail.com. Any questions you have, any recommendations you have, we love to hear it. We are an interactive podcast. We want you guys involved in this as well. So, shoot us comments, questions. We'd be more than happy to listen, answer questions, and have a conversation with you all. So, thanks again for listening. We'll catch you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.
Take care.
Peace.
See you.
See ya.